Hey everyone, Jason here from Kinda Cool. This week we're going to do Trades and Pickups 5. And we had some stuff to go over this week because I'm calling this one Christmas and Craigslist. Obviously, we had the Christmas holiday recently, but what would it be without Craigslist on my Trades and Pickup video? So we got plenty of that going on as well. We have some trades going on with some of the Retro Collective partners. In fact, we have some new partners recently, and I was the very first person to trade with one of them named The Real Bit Wars. Really cool channel. Check that out. And a really cool trade we've got here in that. And what do you know? It just so happens that my best Christmas present for my parents since maybe the 80s, we have that to go over here too as well. So got a lot to go over. In fact, so much this month I had to leave some stuff on the cutting room floor, but that's okay. I think I kept it pretty lean and mean. Let's get into it right now because we got a lot to cover. So let's start with Craigslist. And first up, we've got this really good deal, Atari 2600 collection for 250 bucks. And if you do the math here, that comes out to about $2, right under $2 a game. And that's a really good deal here. So if you guys know me, I'm trying to buy lots lately to find stuff that's like flippable out of it. And there's plenty of opportunities here because all of these games here average about anywhere from 8 to 16 bucks. With a couple of them actually much higher than that, $30, $40 range, and even some pretty heavy hitters we're gonna go in here in a second. So I've got options here. I can keep some of this stuff or flip it out. And in fact, I've got a certain Game Shark circling the waters for this stuff lately. So may not last very long in my possession, but if it doesn't, that's okay. But let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these games that I'm really excited about bringing home. And the first of which is Alien. And this is a 20th Century Fox game. It's a pretty good game, but I really like the Alien franchise, at least the first two, Alien and Aliens. And I've been looking for this game, so I was glad to see it come home in this collection. Beam Rider, this is a game that's like $60, $70, $80 now. So really high price game to be found in the slot for right under $2. Kung Fu Master, this is a really good underappreciated port of the game. It's the same thing as like Kung Fu on the NES, if you know that one. And Hero, here's the one that Middle Jesus Rocks made famous. I've been trying to get this one for a while and hadn't found it, but got this one in the slot for, again, roughly $2 a piece. This is like a $50, $60 game, so pretty cool. So that's ignoring the fact that we got a nice Retron 77 here with this as well. And I'm not really big into these clone consoles, but I gotta say in my short time that I've spent with this, I've been really impressed with this. Nice clean HDMI out. You can sideload games on the micro SD card. Really good stuff. So yeah. But then most impressive really were the controllers that came with this. So I'm usually a controller purist, but for the Atari 2600, I'll make exceptions because that original controller is not great. But this has been really comfortable. Left and right buttons, really ergonomic, really feels really good. And maybe more impressive was this one. It has a little analog stick that works really well with some games, but it also has a rotary dial control to replace the paddle control, which is really neat. So very happy with that deal. I dive back into Craigslist and I find this batch of $25 Case Logic, and I got a friend, 123 Gamer Man, that says there's no wrong way to collect except loose discs, and largely I would agree with that. But in this case, I just kind of like buying a $25 lottery ticket, so I went ahead and gave it a run. But first of all, the dark side of Craigslist is bringing home grossness like this, like stains of unknown origin. Ugh, it was gross. First order of duty was to get everything out of these things, extract it, and purify it, and that's exactly what I did. So everything was all cleaned up. I was left with this big stack of PS2 games. So we got an MX Superfly game, ATV Off-Road Fury 2, nothing tremendous here, but I'm gonna score big, you're gonna see. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses, some of these are actually pretty high value for even loose games. So like this one, Dark Cloud 2, this one goes for $30, $40 a piece. So not bad. Jack and Dexter's a fun game. Not necessarily high price, but it's one I'm probably gonna keep in my collection to play. And Dynasty Warriors 5, yeah, this one's okay, not great, nothing spectacular. But this one, Ape Escape 2, goes for around $40 loose. So again, not bad of a deal if you think about maybe trying to flip one of these out for $25 investment. Godzilla, same thing. This one goes for $30 or $40 even loose. So already I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this. SmackDown versus Raw 2007. My son's a wrestling kid. We'll get some fun out of this one too. So again, maybe not cash money, but fun times. Flat Out 2, okay game. Not too bad. However, it gets really interesting when we start looking at the end here. Zoids Battle Legends. This is a Gamecube game, and this game goes loose for like $50, $60. So not bad, but the last one in the book, and I kid you not guys, this was the last one in the book, was a Game Boy player disc for the Gamecube. If you know anything about these, even in loose condition, these go for well over $100. So an awesome score here. Apparently the deal is that there was a lot of Game Boy players, but everybody lost the disc, right? So this one's not mint, but I did test it thoroughly and it works perfectly. So this one's getting flipped out. So I asked him if he had anything else, and he did in fact have this 3DS XL for $75. And when I looked it up, I pretty quickly realized that these go for roughly $200 in decent shape, and this one's in really good shape. So I said, yeah, I'm definitely gonna take that too. So I got first cracks at this. It came with Pokemon Ultra Sun game, And I don't know much about Pokemon. I do know that this is a limited edition X and Y 3DS, and this game is worth about $25 to $30 pretty easily. So, I mean, right there, that's a big return on investment for a $75 purchase. So I'm really excited about that. But I really was excited about this too. PS3 for 50 bucks. This is the Ps3 Slim with 2 controllers, a black and a gold. And apparently the gold controller is relatively limited, which I didn't know. But this goes for like $40 to $50 in its own right. So that'll probably be flipped out. And that'll leave me with the Ps3 Slim, which I've actually been looking for because I have a PS3 Fat right now. But I'm trying to keep the miles off of it because it's the fully backwards compatible version. So I'll use this to play my PS3 games and kind of, you know, keep the wear and tear off my PS3 Fat. So this one's in pretty good shape. Really, it's got a little scratch on the side here. I'm not sure if you can really pick up right here. It's a little bit of a kind of a groove on the side here. And you know me, I'm a perfectionist about this stuff. So it kind of bugged me a little bit. But you know what? I can overlook it for the price here. So excited to have that one come into the collection. The PS3 also came with some games as well. Naughty Bear Gold Edition, which I've heard some interesting stuff about, and some Last of Us, which I already had, and a few Call of Duty games, which aren't really my thing, but you know what? Free games, I'll take them. Alright, so next up we've got our first trade ever with the Real Bit Wars, a new addition to the Retro Collective, which is my trade group, so excited to see that. I gave him Kirby's Dream Land 3 on the Super Nintendo. Really clean looking copy that I picked up from the Craigslist score a couple pickup videos back, if you recall. And he gave me, well, let's see what he gave me here. Let's get some of this bubble wrap off and see if we can check this out. He gave me Sin and Punishment on the N64. Now, if you know me, you know I like this game. I really enjoyed this one. This is only available in Japan, and we didn't get it here stateside, but I kind of picked it up later as a nostalgia-free game. And actually absolutely loved it. It's an on-rail shooter. And again, I'm not going to go into too much about it, but if you did want to check out kind of my thoughts on it, please check out the Poor Man's Retro Game Room video where we did a retro gaming roundtable on this, where I did discuss a couple things about this. But yeah, if you know me, you know I love this game and I've been looking for it for a while. When I say this game is complete, it is complete. It comes with everything. Really clean looking cartridge. Love that. That's cool. But not just that, all the different miscellaneous paperwork that came with the game originally. I'm not even sure what all this stuff is. I guess some sort of warranty type stuff. I can't really read Japanese, but looks cool to have in the collection. And it looks like a little controller guide here, as well as the original manual that's in pretty good shape too as well. So this looks really good. I'm really excited to have this in the collection, and I can't wait to play this one on original hardware with the original card. Obviously I've done it from an EverDrive, but this is going to be all new for me here. But we're not done. So Real Bit Wars sent me one more game as well. And to stay in canon with the same kind of theme that we have here going on with the Sin and Punishment, this is actually Sin and Punishment Star Success for the Wii. Now this is the actual direct sequel to the one we just saw on the N64, and I've never played this one, but I've been really curious about trying this one out, and it just so happened he had a copy he was looking to move, and he felt like it kind of balanced out the deal that we had for Kirby's Dream Land 3, so he sent it my way, and I am so pumped about this. Thanks for the Real Bit Wars. Love this. Speaking of the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, Joel over there sent a trade my way. So first of all, I gave him on the Sega Genesis Shadow Dancer, and I also gave him Episode 1 Racer on the N64, and he sent my way. Well, let's take a look and see what he sent my way. Let's get this bubble wrap off here. And you'll see the first one up is on the NES. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. So I love this title. I have a lot of nostalgia around this title. Obviously not as good as the arcade game was, but plenty of fun to be had here. And this is one I was looking to add to my collection, and now I can check that one off the list. So thanks, Joel. Much appreciated. But we're not done yet, and you can probably see by the gold given away, it's going to be 1 of 2 games here. And this is, in fact, a gold copy of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, the sequel to Legend of Zelda on the NES, obviously. And you can see that these gold cards have kind of worn out over the years, but this one's actually in pretty good shape. It's got a few light wear spots, but overall looks really good, really clean. And yeah, this is great looking. So Joel, much appreciated, man. Thanks for sending this my way. Sticking with the Retro Collective trade group, I worked a deal with Dad Racer, Mark over at Dad Racer. I gave him Truxton on the Sega Genesis, as well as Mario Party 2 on the Nintendo 64. And he sent a couple of things my way. So let's take a look and see what Mark gave me. Now Mark always does a really elaborate, great job at setting up the presentation here on these. So I have to be really careful when I open these. And this one even has little directional arrows to let you know how to do it. So I'm flipping this one over for the first time here and see. Crime scene, do not cross. And you may be thinking, what does a crime scene piece of tape have to do with the trade you're going to see here, given the nature of the game that I'm about to pick up from Mark. So we got 2 packages here as part of this deal. First of which, Mark has written on it, And you'll see he's got "This game is cold" with a picture of a snowman. So further hints as to what may be in the bag here. So let's take a look here. Let's pull this out of this actual Amazon Prime bag. And we'll see that, whoa, we've got Chiller, the unlicensed horror title for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Really cool. And if you're thinking this game looks familiar, you may be right, because you probably saw it in Mark's Halloween video.
Halloween Spooktacular finale. And for that, we are going to be playing Chiller for the NES.
And so that's the exact same game that I pulled home and now I have in my possession. So, but there's another game here. It says this one is hot. So we've got kind of an opposites thing going on here. Let's see what we've got. So let's pull it out of the package here. And what do you know? It's Duke Nukem Forever for PS3. You know, I've been trying to build my PS3 library, and I noticed that Mark had this in the collection and said, hey man, you mind getting rid of that one? And he said, not a problem. So we put it as part of the deal here. So Chiller and Duke Nukem together, sounds good to me. Let's do this. Thanks, Mark. Alright, so next up is a Christmas present from my parents, and it is a rare limited Die-Hawks Japanese N64, and this was a pretty exclusive item. It's probably known to be one of the two most rare examples, and you can see right here, it's got a little bit of this kind of swirl patina going on right here, and this actually proves that it is an actual valid Die-Hawks original, because a lot of people would try to make counterfeits of these using a fire orange top and a smoke bottom, but you can see the colors are actually a little bit different. It's much darker on the bottom than the smoke, and then the orange, you can see it's still a little bit translucent. The orange itself is a little bit lighter than the fire orange, so they're two really unique colors here, and with the gray flaps instead of the colored flaps, that's for the Japanese, and this one's actually already been modified with a custom tray that allows for N64 US or Japanese cards to be played. So really cool here, really impressive. I've had my eye on this system for a long time, but really couldn't find a reason to buy it. But as a Christmas present from my parents, I thought it was a great deal. Came with a control with a really tight stick, and you can see it's got the same color scheme with the orange and black, and here's the translucent black. I think this one's just so awesome looking. I know the Justco is a little more rare, but I've always thought this one is a more impressive looker. And I love orange, man. I'm an orange guy, orange kid. My favorite color is orange. This just fits the bill, man. So really cool. But it also came with some games. It came with Star Fox 64. This is the Japanese version. Pretty clean looking example of it too. Also a Pokemon Stadium, which is the Japanese variant of the same game we have in the US. I'm not a big Pokemon guy, as you guys know. But also came with a Star Fox 64 US NTSC version as well. So it didn't have that one in the collection, so cool to see that. Since I have a new N64, you know what that means. I'm going to need a new N64 expansion pack. And so instead of going shopping, I worked internally with the Retro Collective and found out that Terry from Nostalgia Lane had one he was willing to get rid of. So he gave this to me for $40 shipped, which is an excellent deal, much better than what I could get on Mercari or eBay at the time, or especially like something from like a local retro store. So much appreciative of that, Terry. Really awesome. I'm going to unwrap this for you and let you take a look at it, but this is going to go inside my N64 Die-Hawks now and complete the whole package now. So that's it for this time, guys, but stick around and I'll hopefully show you something kind of cool.